How did Megan Thee Stallion get her name? I'm from Texas, and in Texas, guys call girls that are thick, fine, and tall stallions. The first time I was ever called a stallion, I was 15, and I was like leaving a football game, and this dude, he was way older, and he was like, "Dang, little mama, you a stallion." I was like, go to jail, I'm 15. Like, I really started going off because he scared me, so I had to go home and ask my uncle. I was like, "Uncle, what is a stallion and why did man call me that?" He was like, "Oh, Megan, that means that you tall and fine." I was like, "Oh yeah, I am that."
Have you ever thought about where Megan Thee Stallion gets her name? You can Google it. Megan Thee Stallion voluntarily compared herself to an animal, a horse, a stallion. And one of the things about Sarah Baartman's story that I found interesting and sad and also very tragic is that Sarah Baartman was considered to be half human. She was portrayed as being half human and half animal. And if you ever thought about where Megan Thee Stallion gets her name from, that last part of her name, the stallion part, it is from an animal. So the things that have been done to us in a tragic way, many of us now do to ourselves. The things that have been done to Black women, many of us, some of us as Black women, now do to ourselves. And it's interesting, I know you can hear the wildlife, the nature. I warned you in my community post that nature is going to be a theme, some of my videos. But as Black women, I want to encourage us to consider that the women before us worked really hard to be respected, to be revered, for their minds to be viewed as valuable. Those women worked really hard so that the focus would not be solely on their bodies. And yet, as women, what we have done is we have actually redirected the attention of others to our bodies. And this is how Black women's bodies have become a tragedy, in my opinion. Sarah Baartman. You all may know about Sarah Baartman, who, because of her body, because of her shape, was treated horribly, put on display by white men. And at one point, she was considered to be half woman, half animal. Fast forward to today, look at who we have on the main stage. There's Megan Thee Stallion, someone who voluntarily has as a part of her name the word stallion, which implies what? An animal, a horse. And, and I have heard men call women this over the years. This is something that is used in the Black community. But I want us to think about, before we say those types of things and call Black women stallions, we should consider the ways in which Black women have been treated historically. The tragedy is not about the shape. The tragedy is about the mindset that we have taken on as Black women, more specifically as a people, to encourage and support and to promote over-sexuality. And it's unfortunate that in our modern times, people feel like it appears, as though the only way a person can make it, or the fastest way a woman can be successful, is to show off her body in a sexual way. But again, if we go back to the history of us as a people, we fought to be respected. And so it's like now everything is reversing, and we see Black women voluntarily, okay? It's not, you can't blame it. Right now, we can't point the finger at a white man and say that this white man put us in a circus. We are putting ourselves in a circus. We are putting ourselves on display in the wrong way. It's sad. It's tragic. And I want us to think about this. Think about Sarah Baartman. Think about how she died young, 26 years old, after being sexually abused over and over again. And she, of course, would roll over in her grave to know that Black women of today are volunteering themselves for the thing that for years Black people fought against. So, this is my opinion. Like, share, and subscribe. Click the links in the description box and get to know more about my business, Curated Legacy, my book about being an invisible Black woman. Join the Black and Invisible YouTube membership group. Here I am, making things visible about the modern Black woman and exposing the things that Black women don't really tell you. If you feel compelled, please donate to my Cash App and or right here on YouTube via Super Thanks. And as always, stay tuned for more videos.